Mic'd up.
What do you mean now?
Yeah.
Highlights from Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on Highlights from Lowlifes. Tonight's cast of characters is myself, Rob Weber. Got Jeff Jones, Marty Brown, and Rob Lannerman. Tonight's topic is your top five favorite baseball quotes. And tonight we're going to kind of stick with those outside of movies and books. I know we're probably late to the game on that with some of our commenters, but we're going to kind of focus in on players, coaches, managers, announcers, people from the game itself. And we'll probably do another show about the other ones. And tonight, we are going to rank each of the quotes with our handy dandy voting cards, a 1 being low and a 5 being high.
Oh, I had it
So,
backwards. Can I start over again?
we haven't done any yet, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay. All right.
So after each quote, the panel will vote on the presenter, and we'll try to keep track of what we think is the best quote of the evening. Let's see. Lowlifes again are a group of baseball players in the Bay Area who started doing Zoom calls for our mental health during the pandemic. And it evolved into these top 5 sessions. We've met up with the folks at Mic'd Up, convinced them that we were a fun topic for a show, and we've been going 42 weeks now. 42 weeks. We're closing in on a year.
This is our Jackie Robinson show.
Oh, good point. Ooh.
All right. So, Marty, why don't we get things started with your first quote of the evening?
Okay. Thank you. And I'm in an oddball mood today, but there was something in the back of my head. I kept thinking about in talking about baseball. It was a quote that keeps. I don't have it right, but it's like a bug to a candle, like a but. Yeah.
Marty is, of course, referring to the lead in to every time that Rob Lannerman has an almanac beer.
Like a moth
Like,
to a light.
Something. You see, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
that's it. That's
right.
the one.
Okay. We're gonna. It's. I don't know why it's a 5. It needs to be higher up, but we're gonna start it with the great yogiisms.
Yeah.
And he's just a masterful in his career as a baseball player and as a celebrity. Baseball is 90% mental, and the other half is physical. So,
Yeah.
classic yogi.
That's a
Classic.
classic. It's hard to vote that one down.
Of course.
I give it a 5.
And the other two guys aren't kind of jumping in there.
They're not.
I don't see the
Jeff's got it at a 4.
Ow!
I'm going to be the
Ow.
Russian judge.
It's
I'm the
not my
Russian judge.
favorite yogiism, but it's pretty good.
Oh, a 3, a 3, a 3.
But this is just round 5. Come on, give me some slack.
Now, Marty, you have to understand, this is just like figure skating. The judges will score lower in the beginning because they want to leave room for the better quotes at the end. So, yeah. So that's a classic.
Thank you.
Marty, who's up?
Robbie.
Okay. I do have a very short backstory on this one, my number 5. George Bamberger was a very funny man, underrated comedy guy in the world of baseball. As usual, he wasn't a great player, turned in to be a relatively decent coach and manager. And with the 1986 Brewers, there was a particular game when Chris Bosio was a rookie and he was getting lit up. It didn't matter what he threw. ended up like he threw a 101-mile-an-hour fastball, but it'd be right over the heart of the plate at the belt, and the guys were ripping it. And it was one of those nights where Bosio had to pitch a little longer to give the bullpen a break. So Bamberger goes out to the mound, and this is great motivation from your manager. Bamberger looks at Bosio and says, "If you can cheat, I wouldn't wait any longer."
I like that one. That was very good. That's very good. I'm gonna give that a 4.
I'll take a 4. I deserve the 3 from Marty. I guess. All right, Jonesy.
All right. I'll throw my yogiism, my one yogiism of the list. We literally could all 4 of us have 5 yogiisms and not repeat. But I'll go with I never said half the things I said.
Again, these are all 5s to me.
Yeah, the East German. I'm giving him room for for
Yes.
later.
That leaves you,
All right.
Rob.
Let me finish out that first round. I'm gonna go with famed economist and baseball fan George Will.
Oh,
Um, always liked listening to him talk about baseball. He had a great perspective on the game, and when anybody would insult the game, George was always there to defend the game. And a lot of times people would say, baseball, it's just a game. Why take it so seriously? And his response, and I got this right, baseball, it is said, is only a game. That is true. And the Grand Canyon is only a hole in Arizona. Judges? A
Yeah.
3.
I gotta go. Yeah.
A 3.
He's
A
kind
3.
of a
Oh,
small
all right.
short.
All right.
all right. Okay.
Perfect score. All 3s.
Is it better if I go backwards?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel
Now
better
it looks
about
like
it?
an 8.
If I turn it fast enough, right?
All right. That's the first round.
It's kind of expected you would do it backwards. Let's put it that way.
Let's go and give our number 4 quote on our list. Jonesy, start us off.
All right, I'll go with so many to choose from. I'll go with I think this was referenced to a specific individual when I researched it, but I think there's been multiple people that can be credited with this quote. There are only 2 seasons, winter and baseball.
Yes.
The list I saw said Bill Veck, but I've heard it from others as well.
Yeah, I've heard it as Bill Beck.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give that one a 4. Oh, 4s across the board.
Oh, yeah. Getting better.
Robbie.
Oh, I'm up.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, there were so many to pick from. Like, and I avoided Yogi Berra, and I still have way too many to choose from. Let me go number 4. It'll be a classic from probably our favorite broadcaster that has ever lived, Harry Doyle, also better known as Bob Euchre. My Euchre quote that I love is, "I've set records that will never be equaled. In fact, I hope 90% of them aren't even printed."
All right.
Thank you. Oh, geez, look at that Russian judge. Growing up in gloomy Seattle, I guess.
Yeah. There's a fog. You can still see the cloud over my head. Yeah.
All right, Webby, what do you got?
All right. So there's some players, current and former players that are great ambassadors for the game. So when the cameras are on or there's a microphone in front of them, they always come up with something to show their love of the game. Whether it's real or not, we'll never know. But I love one from Pete Rose where he said, "I'd walk through hell in a gasoline suit just to play baseball." So
Yep.
there's quite a few of those from Rose. So
Yeah. I had that on my list too.
mhm. Judges, a 4.
Would have been a 5, but it's Pete Rose.
All right, Marty, finish off this round.
Okay, so I'm sure it's on everybody's list, but since you left it up to me, I'll take it. It's that guy right over there. Um, and anybody who's listened to the Giants at all knows that they don't do very well. This gentleman will tell you to grab some pine meat, and
Yeah.
it's of course is Mike Krukow, who's a tremendous legend in broadcasting, and I saw a picture of him lately on the field, and it's very disturbing. Like many other idols that you see is now having physical problems, but he's still doing it. He's still there, and so hats off to him. And I am the meat that would probably grab more pine than anybody else. I'd have a friggin' forest by now, but anyway.
Well,
Uh, Go
that
ahead.
is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, I got 5s. Cool.
Yeah.
For the reference to give us all the term meat.
Okay, we have quickly finished 2 rounds.
Wow. Okay.
What time is it?
What you drinking? My favorite segment of the show. As always, the Highlights from Lowlife show is sponsored by Almanac Brewing in Alameda, California. Almanac is one of America's finest craft brewers. We have been fortunate enough to be given beer by these guys to talk about on the show, and we each try different things each week. Well, 3 of us try different things each week, and we talk about the beers. So I'll start us off. I'm drinking the Buenos Vibras Mexican style lager. This is the latest release in their lager series. And como una pelea a la luz, me atrae esta cerveza.
Wait a minute. I have that in my notes somewhere. Hold on. I'll bring some. Wait a minute. Wait. I got that.
Oh, come on. That's 2 years of high school Spanish at its best.
Marty, I think he spends like 10 minutes each day practicing that in the mirror.
Mhm.
Get the right
Yeah.
inflections.
I have the babble tape in the car, so I just repeat it over and over as I'm driving. All right, what are you mooks drinking?
No surprise. No
What
surprise at all.
are you trying something new, Jeff?
Yeah. 3 of us try something new and me.
And Jeff.
The True Kolsch for Jeff. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Marty?
The, this stuff.
What's that stuff?
I don't know. It's Greek. It's Greek to me.
I think it's Italian.
Close enough.
I mean, it says it on the can, Italian style.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I got it. Bella Bionda. It's a good. Yeah. Great, good beer. Good beer. Like everything else that Almanac does.
Well, I'm down to my last couple of sours, so I've decided to savor them, push them off to the side for an emergency. And tonight I'm drinking the Future is Fluid West Coast IPA.
Ooh.
Excellent. This is the first time I've tried this. I'm loving it.
Well,
I, like you, Marty, am on IPAs.
Right.
This one is smooth, not too filling. A lot of times with IPAs, I can have one and then I got to go sit in the corner because I'm fat. But this is a good one. So take a look in the store for the Future is Fluid IPA. You'll love
Wow.
it.
Great.
All right.
Perfect. Well, thank you to Almanac Brewing to continue to sponsor whatever the hell this is. And if you happen to be in Alameda, stop by Almanac Brewing. They may take pity upon you.
I mean, now It's been over 40 weeks, so they really know how to back a loser. So thank you, Almanac. I appreciate that.
Their sales have surged by over one case directly related to our show.
Ooh, ooh. And I bought
No,
it.
I think sales in Oak Grove had increased by 2%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Hey, Marty, give
Yeah.
us a name to start off this round 3.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from, but
Oh,
one
oh,
that
you,
one that
oh,
I
you're just. I'm just asking you to
who
choose
to
one of
start?
us. But
Oh,
if you want to go by yourself, that's all right. Yeah.
Jeff.
All right, I'm going to choose this one because I don't want anybody else to choose it before I do.
Uh-oh.
It is not by a ball player. It is not by a manager. It is not by a coach. It is not by an announcer. It is by a fan. It is by an actor who is a fan. Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, classic line. Yeah.
A
Very
hot
good.
dog at the game beats a roast beef at the Ritz.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Well done,
Excellent.
Jeff. Well done, Jeff. Well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely. Yep. Yep. That does it.
No question.
Yep.
Except for the guy who's distracted.
Yep.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to give it a 3.
Oh, you. Oh. Hey, can we cut somebody out of the show? Just kind of like a super. You're done. You're at it.
All right, Weber.
Uh-oh. Now I'm going to get punished.
Don't even bother saying it.
Thank God Rob's not paying attention.
No, I heard it.
All right, I'm going to give you a quote from a guy that I can't stand, and I've ripped into him repeatedly on this show. But this is actually a very, very good quote. I like it. I've used it a couple of times. All right, let me get this straight now. Tommy Lasorda once said this, or it was attributed to him. There are 3 types of baseball players: those who make it happen, those who watch it happen, and those who wonder what happened. Judges?
Because, that's a good line, but just
It's
because it's
2,
Lasorda,
another 2.
just because it's Lasorda.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been a 3 otherwise. Oh,
All
hey, wait.
right.
Before we go on, we did have a what you drinking.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
I can't believe we missed it.
What you drinking? An almanac lager. Buenos Vibras.
Oh,
Cheers,
excellent.
boys.
Another one. That's great.
Thank you,
And I think-
JC.
And I think this was attributed to my comment about Elk Grove.
Hey now.
Yep.
Looks like somebody got a little upset.
Oh no.
All right, where'd we
All
leave
right.
off?
Robbie, you're up.
All right. This one I really love. Jeff King, who was a pretty decent ball player for the Pirates and Royals in the 90s. One day they're lined up for the national anthem on the line. He's standing next to Andy Van Slyke, who was a funny guy in and of himself. The national anthem starts playing, and Jeff King turns to Andy Van Slyke and says, "Damn it." Van Slyke says, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Every time they play this freaking song, I have a bad day."
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. And it was great to bring up Jeff King.
Yes, that's true.
I can see by your blank stares you don't know who he is.
Oh, yeah. Pirates third baseman.
Yep.
And
Weber thought it was
and the
so
blank
good he
stare,
didn't even
and
score
now
it.
that we know who he is, the blank stares continue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Oh.
Thanks, Grandma.
Okay, Marty, I think you're the last one in this round.
Round 3.
Yep.
An inspirational quote, and I thought about this many times myself. From the great Babe Ruth. You know, we all know that we've all played ball, and we played ball in the league because if we were any good, we'd be playing somewhere else. But nonetheless, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. And I thought that's something that could be said in any aspect, playing ball, your job, or anything, because we all have fears and trepidations. Don't ask me to spell that word, but it's a great line. Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Thank you, Babe Ruth.
I like it.
Come on.
It's too uplifting.
Oh,
Yes.
doesn't fit this format, does it?
Exactly.
Come on, Marty. I feel like I'm in an after-school special. All right.
The more you
Let's
know.
move on to round number 2. Marty, who's up?
Who was up is you, since you brought it
Oh,
up.
I'm up. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to go with famous broadcaster Red Barber. Another one of those guys who would constantly defend the game. And Red said this one time and then got to say it at every banquet that he went to after that. Baseball is dull only to dull minds.
Yeah, I suck.
Which is a great defense of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
A 4, a 3, and a 4.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Very middle of the pack, kind of like my life.
No,
But
that's
don't
your
sell
life.
yourself
There we
short.
go.
You're a tremendous slouch.
You're a
Come on,
perfect slouch.
Rob's life. There we go. Come on, guy. Yeah.
All right, Jonesy's up.
All right. I will go with a religious quote. Let's see a few head shakes. Considering if I got within 50 yards of a church, it would completely go up in flames. But
Oh, you're the Antichrist. Got
yeah,
it.
Leo DeRocher.
Nah. Okay, well.
Baseball is like church. Many attend, but few understand.
Ooh.
A solid 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Robbie.
All right. So I have 2 at number 2. This is my number 1, number 2. So if you guys think it's a quote, then I'm going with this as my number 2. But if you don't, I have a real number 2 to go with.
What
And I got to play it in the. I'm going to play it in the mic so you can hear it.
What's going to happen is that you jerk off the ball. Almost want to let this guy here jam you, and if it comes, it comes.
Gary Matthews, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Matthews.
Screw it. Yeah, why not? Okay.
I can't give him a perfect.
That's okay though. We'll take it. So that'll count as my quote.
That has to be one of the most embarrassing quotes of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's several I could play for him just as his. He had they played a game here in San Francisco, and he went and saw Ashford and Simpson after the game, and I guess Valerie Simpson came over and sat on his lap and sang to him a little bit, and then he's on the air next day, and somebody asked him how was the show. He was great. Valerie Simpson gave me a lap dance. Trying to be genuine. Those are his best moments when he's trying to be genuine and something else comes out. So anyway, love you, Sarge. Hope you're not watching.
He's not. He's not now. I got.
All right, who's up?
All right. See,
Either
I think
Marty or Rob.
Marty is up.
I have to eat my own words because last week we talked about people that we hated, and this guy was on my list. And the more I had to think about it, the more I hated him because I envied him because he was a great manager and had some great teams underneath him. But it's Earl Weaver's line where he said he's screaming at the umpire, "I'm going to have to check the rule book on that." The umpire replies, "Here, use mine." And his response was, "That's no good. I can't read Braille."
Very nice.
Yes,
Yep.
he was pretty entertaining. I
He
give it 4. He was one of my favorite managers. He always had,
Yeah,
and even though it looked like he didn't relish the post game interviews, he loved that.
oh, yeah,
He lived for that.
yeah. And again, some great Oriole ball clubs, some great players. Robinsons, Palmer, the Belanger, go down the list. But he had those guys going. He knew what he was doing. So yeah, yeah, very entertaining. Uh,
I think
I
that's
think
the
that's
end of
the
I think
two.
that's
close
it. Yeah,
of
right.
round 2.
Okay.
I'll do a rundown of what's going on with Mic'd Up and the other
Please do.
shows on the platform. And you guys can make fun of me. Yeah. I'll try to
Again,
keep this short.
again.
You're watching this show on the Mic'd Up app. If you would like to leave us a comment or a question, hit the microphone at the bottom of the screen, and you'll have 30 seconds to say something. We will see a text version of your comment, and we can decide whether or not to play it on the air. And tonight we've got a ton of them, so
And
this is a
we're gonna
popular
rate those
topic.
too, guys. We're gonna rate those too.
Hold on.
So Mic'd Up is
Let me get my Miller score out.
yeah. So
Sorry.
Mic'd Up is a content creator app on both the Apple and Android platforms. You can download it for free, and there are some proof of concept shows on the platform like ours. There's a few others. Mr. Jim Darby, former executive for Easton and Mizuno, has a bi-weekly show on the platform. He talks about his career in sports, and all the people that he worked with during his initial years at Easton, including folks like Pete Rose and Joe Montana. So great storyteller. He does a half-hour show on every other Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. The Rick Barry Show, former NBA, ABA All-Star Rick Barry, will talk everything basketball with his sidekick Cyrus. Cyrus and Rick will are not on a regular schedule, but they'll announce their show. And if you are subscribed to them within this app, you will get a notification. They have some great topics, and with the NBA playoffs in full swing, I'm sure we'll see a show here pretty soon. The Florida Sports Hall of Fame, John Rieger and Barry Smith, who are hosts of the show, will bring in folks that have been elected into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, like Wade Boggs and Fred Biletnikoff and several others. It's a great show. You get to hear things about the athletes that you may not have during their career, and you also get to find out what they're doing now. And the other show that's in full rotation on the Mic'd Up app is from our friends at Yankees Coast to Coast. Adam Schneider and Mike Miller. Adam's on the East Coast, Mike's on the West Coast. They talk everything Yankees. and they do a show every week on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So follow them, and you'll get to see notifications about their show.
It's
All right.
riveting. It's riveting to hear three guys yelling at each other.
I was talking to Mike a few days ago, and he would like to do a crossover show. So we'll have to discuss what that might be.
Oh, okay.
We're sorry. Your call has been completed as dialed.
Way to go. That's nice.
All right, we are moving into round number 1, and we are only half an hour into the show. This is going fast.
I
We
So-
think
got
that's
lots of
good, yeah.
calls. This will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got lots
Great.
of calls.
Cool.
So
Beautiful.
Marty,
Great.
why don't you pick the first person to give us the number 1 quote?
Robbie.
All right. At an All-Star game several years ago, I think it might have been the first or second All-Star game that Ichiro Suzuki was playing in. So there was a large media contingent from Japan. There was a female press reporter covering the game, couldn't get up to Ichiro, so she went up to, major mistake on her part, John Kruk during the press conference and asked John Kruk, she said, what's it like to be a professional athlete? John Kruk, as only John Kruk could say, lady, I ain't no athlete. I'm a baseball player.
That is the classic.
I
Yes.
always love that quote.
Ooh,
Lindsay, killing me.
I think that's tied for our highest one yet. So.
Yeah.
All right. Way to go, Crucky.
Yeah.
All right. Marty.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I've been drinking all day, so what the heck? Okay. All right.
Wait, let me guess. That was Billy Martin.
I'm going to finish with the best, in my mind, the best yogiism. It ain't over till it's over. And that has to do with baseball, life, your career, relationships, whatever. And what was the Jeff? What was the name of the documentary on?
It ain't over till it's over.
Was that it?
It
Was
ain't
that
over.
literally the name of it?
I think
it
it
ain't
is.
over. I thought it was
Yeah.
just ain't over. It ain't over. And is
I will find it for you.
because I asked Jeff about this because I was over at his house for the Super Bowl, and we had a few hours before the game started, and then it came up on Netflix. And knowing that the 49ers screw up every Super Bowl, and they did this one, that was the highlight of the day, was watching that on Netflix.
That's an excellent documentary.
And it's everybody out there. You got to tune
Yeah.
in. It was phenomenal.
And it is just called It Ain't Over.
It ain't over. Yeah, thank you. So, and again, it's a classic line from a classic guy. In any situation, it ain't over until it's over. So,
Well done.
yes, and I'm gonna give myself a 321 for the just for.
All right, I'll give you a 5.
Oh,
You're a
thanks.
good guy.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I already gave you a 5.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yogi
leader, the new
wins. Yogi wins.
I learned that from Charles Nelson Riley on Match Game.
Yeah.
What else did you learn from him on that
Yeah.
game?
Oh man,
Don't ask.
talk about showing your age. Gee, Maniz.
All right, Marty, you're the leader in the clubhouse.
All right. Okay. Well, then I'll get arrested by the cops trying to get to the. Yeah, but no. I'm sorry.
Don't you pull a Scheffler.
Rob, go ahead. Weber.
All right, I'm going to use another yogiism. This is my personal favorite. Little League Baseball is a very good thing because it keeps the parents off the streets.
Yes. Yes, I like that one.
It falls just short. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you didn't pay these guys enough. That's all right.
And Jeff, this is the only way you can knock Marty out of the top spot is by coming up with the best quote ever.
It will not knock Marty out of the spot because
Okay.
it is not the best quote ever, but it's one of my favorites. I'm going to tell you who it's from. I'm going to tell you who it's about. And you're all going to guess what it is, and you're going to be wrong because I'm choosing another one. It's by Satchel Paige, and it's about Cool Papa Bell.
Yeah.
And it's not the one you're thinking of.
It's not lights out.
No.
Okay.
It is the other one he's attributed for Cool Papa Bell. And it is, that guy can hit a line drive right past my ear and it'll hit him sliding into second base.
See, so I do know that
heard
one.
that
And
one.
I think that's
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, no way!
We can't have Marty sitting there alone.
Ties
So
for
we
the
got a
leaderboard.
tie, and of course,
we're going in overtime.
it's going overtime. It'll be decided by the honorable mentions, and of course, the winner gets all of the remaining sour beer that I have in my
So, I have not looked at the comments yet, but the popularity of Yogi has to take this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think so.
yeah.
You gonna play him, Jonesy?
You want me to, or you want to?
Why don't you? I don't want to knock over my beer.
I'm gonna just start from the bottom of the list. JC
here. Surprisingly, some of my favorite baseball quotes are from movies. Come on, Dorn, get in front of the dang ball.
Good
Don't
accent.
give me any
I like
of this
it.
Olay BS. The next time you play one off your hips, you owe me 40 sit-ups.
It's like we're watching the movie again.
I'm gonna before we go on. There was one day at a game, and I was on the same team as JC, and JC was bragging about how he can act out any scene in the movie Major League on the spot. And so I picked up the scorebook and I immediately started going, my contract specifically states that I don't have to do any
did he pee on
calisthenics
it?
that I
Did he
don't
pee
deem as
on it?
necessary. And he took it from me, but he wouldn't throw it on the ground and pee on it. So I told him, no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. You can't do the movie. Stop saying it.
If you can find a way to quote the peeing on the contract, that wins.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, JC.
From the same movie. Lou, a word if you please. It says here right in my contract, I don't have to do any calisthenics that I don't think are necessary. Now, what do you think of that?
I'm impressed. I'm totally impressed.
But
If I had a 6, he'd get a 6.
but it's disqualified because it's from a movie and not real life.
Oh, yeah.
So sorry, JC.
Yeah,
You've been
that's a different show.
disqualified.
You're disqualified. Yeah.
But we got a good laugh out of it.
And JC keeps on rolling.
Hobie Landreth catching sudden Sam McDowell. Pee Wee Reese facing him for the first time, fouls off 2 fastballs. Then sudden Sam throws his curveball headed right at Pee Wee's head. Pee Wee bails out, hits the deck, and the umpire calls strike 3. Pee Wee looks up and says, "It couldn't have been." The umpire says, "How would you know, Pee Wee? You weren't here to see it."
Nice. He keeps rolling.
Mike Krukow commenting on strike 3 looking. Mike says, He bowel locked him on that pitch.
Foul locked him. And JC for the closeout.
Baseball quotes wouldn't be quotes without a final from Yogi. It ain't over till it's over.
Yes, yes, yes.
Legendary.
Big Juicy.
Let's start off with the quote, "Fans don't boo nobodies," made by Reggie Jackson. And in a nod to our friends at Yankees Coast to Coast, he did not make that statement when he was a member of the Yankees. He made it while he was in Oakland A. But undoubtedly, he heard a few Bronx cheers in his time with the Yankees.
Oh, nice job
Indeed.
there. It was.
He continues.
I always laugh when I read this quote. "I'd be willing to bet you, if I was a betting man, that I have never bet on baseball." And you can guess who made that quote. Pete Rose.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
number
yeah, yeah.
3 comes from Chick Hearn of the LA Lakers. He put him in a popcorn machine. Talking about a player that makes a pump fake to shoot the ball and then dribbles around the defender who is up in the air.
Little
So
off
Dave is in
topic.
his 70s, right?
Yes.
Okay, because Chick Hearn was not the right sport.
Let's see if he makes up for it.
My number 2 is, "He'll need a rocket up his ass to catch that one. That baby is out of here." And Robbie, I think you can guess who that issued that famous quote. It was Harry Doyle in the
Harry
movie
Doyle.
Major League. And my number 1 speaks to all of us playing baseball at our age, from Cal Ripken Jr. You could be a kid for as long as you want when you play baseball.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
good
good.
Good with that one.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. That's a 4.
All right. We're into the Miller time now.
It's Miller time.
Michael Miller, Yankees Coast to Coast here. Boo. Haha, Robbie beat you. Here's some baseball quotes that I really like before I go to the next messages. "It was all I lived for, to play baseball." Mickey Mantle. "I never had a job. I just always played baseball." Satchel Paige. "You could be a kid for as long as you want when you play baseball." And here's one for everyday life and baseball. "There may be people that have more talent than you, but there is no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do." Derek Jeter.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Hold on.
Wow, so
Sorry. Hold on.
inspirational from
Stop.
such a downer kind of guy.
No, Miller went serious. I
Uh-oh.
think we need to take a moment and just kind of gather ourselves. All right. Enough of that.
Michael Miller here again. What a surprise. Here are some quotes that are a little bit misguided and selfish. "I think I was the best baseball player I ever saw." Willie Mays. "I'd be willing to bet you, if I was a betting man, that I've never bet on baseball." Pete Rose. "After Jackie Robinson, the most important black man in baseball history is Reggie Jackson," by Reggie Jackson. And here's a liar if there ever was one. "I have never used steroids, period. I don't know how to say it any more clearly than that. Never. Rafael Palmeiro to Congress."
He's the only guy that can fit 17 quotes into 30 seconds.
Yes. He's got one in his last comment that I am completely and thoroughly disappointed I did not bring up and remember before this.
Uh-oh.
Here are some quotes related to baseball that apply to our life. "It took me 17 years to get 3,000 hits in baseball. I did it in one afternoon on the golf course." That's Hank Aaron. He was watching Rob Weber play golf because he took 3,000 shots earlier this week. "Early in my career, I decided I never wanted to get out of shape." Cal Ripken Jr. For us, it's "Early in my career, I decided I never will be in shape." And man, this is baseball. You got to stop thinking, from The Sandlot. Should apply to all of us in all of our lives. Stop thinking.
Stop.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
What's the quote? "Don't think you can only hurt the ball club."
Is that it?
That's it for comments. How about
All right. Well,
honorable mentions?
I got a ton of honorable mentions. Some of these are just great. You guys remember Gary Templeton in the All-Star game?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ain't starting, I ain't departing. He claims that Jack Buck said that, not him, but I'm not sure why Jack Buck would say that. But yeah. And then Casey Stengel. I'm kind of surprised we didn't have any Stengels in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JC mentioned a catcher by the name of Hobie Landreth, who lots of us met at Giants fantasy camp. And when the Mets did the original expansion draft in 1962, the first player they selected was Hobie Landreth. And they interviewed Casey afterwards and said, why'd you take Hobie Landreth as your first pick? And he says, every team needs a catcher. Without a catcher, all the balls will end up at the backstop. All right, what do you got?
So I didn't do any yogis, but my favorite yogi is we're not lost. We're just making good time. And then Dale Barra had an amazing quote. Somebody asked him about him and his dad, and Dale Barra said, "Our similarities are different." And then Casey Stengel. I did have a Casey Stengel.
Oh, good.
They keep saying this guy's unlucky, but if he keeps swinging like that, he's going to be unlucky his whole career. And then lastly, a serious one for Jeff. When somebody during the baseball documentary by Ken Burns, somebody asked Buck O'Neill about if he was disappointed he played in the wrong era, and he said, "I was right on time."
Yeah.
What he named his autobiography.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Marty?
those are mine. I'll probably think of more while we're going.
Babe Ruth. Every strike brings me closer to my next home run. So,
Yes. Oh, I got another yogiism. I forgot about this one.
Go ahead.
I'm ugly. So what? I don't hit with my face.
Any more, Marty?
Close doesn't count in baseball. It only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Frank Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a classic.
So I got 3 lines from commentators and a couple of quotes from players and managers. I am surprised with this group that we didn't quote Giants announcers more. But one I thought was going to be gone the second he turned on his camera. Robbie's shirt. Hum Baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
Roger
that was-
Craig, the manager of the Giants.
Yeah.
All right. There is some dispute as to who the original Hum Baby is. Do you guys think you know?
Well, Roger
I
Craig
only
always
knew it
said
accredited to him. So
Roger Craig always said that it was just a thing that was said when he was playing baseball as a kid. Like Hum Baby was just part of his baseball vernacular.
No,
No,
that
that's
may
what he
be
said.
true.
Don't say no.
I'm going to say no. He may
We
have
don't
said
care.
that as a kid, but he referred to a certain Giants player with that term, and the press said, "What do you mean by that?" So, what player was he referring to?
Robbie Thompson.
Will Clark.
No, it was not a good player.
Doug
The
Goosh.
yes, Doug Goosh, the catcher
Chart.
known as Eye Chart,
Nice.
or as Rob would call him, Doug Guzdaz.
Guagodzes.
I am surprised nobody said Dwayne Kuiper's famous home run call. It is out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am surprised none of us Giants fans said The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the
Giants win the
pennant.
pennant.
What
So
about
here's my two
How about-
quotes from Earl Weaver. You can't sit on a lead and run a few plays into the line and just kill the clock. You got to throw the ball over the damn plate and give the other man a chance. That's why baseball is the greatest game.
Agreed. I remember growing up thinking in a football game, what are they doing? They're not playing.
Yeah.
They're just kneeling down.
Yeah.
That's not a play. They
what
should be
about
more like Joe Pisarcik. Let's run a
Well-
play.
what was the one that the Giants had? Jack off the wall. What was it?
Oh.
Jack Clark bangs up. Yeah, Jack off the wall.
That's a Jerry Coleman, the announcer
was
for the
Coleman?
Padres.
Yeah.
There's a fly ball to left. Clark hits his head on the wall. It's rolling back towards the infield.
so what about the Dizzy Dean home run call? Take down the model airplanes and rent out the room, Mom. That boy ain't coming home.
Oh, it looks like JC just sent us in something, Jeff.
Speaking of Giants announcers, tell it bye-bye, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Russ Hodges.
And we had a couple of Babe Ruth quotes, but mine was baseball is and I will always be the best game in the world to me.
This is one that I think we've talked about before, and I've seen it in cartoons and on in sports sections from Rogers Hornsby, who said, "People ask me what I do in the winter when there's no baseball. I tell you what I do. I stare out the window and wait for spring."
Yes. That's a good one.
There was a Ducky Medwick when he got hired as the Cardinals announcer. They had a press conference, and they got up there and we'd like to introduce our new broadcaster, Ducky Medwick. And Ducky goes up there and goes, "I'm speechless."
That's good.
Yeah, great, good announcer hire. Or there was one I almost used was a Tony Perez quote. He goes, "When I was a little kid growing up, Louis Tiant was amazing. Now I'm 37 and he's 38."
Oh, here's one from Chuck Tanner. You guys remember the old Pirates and A's manager?
Yeah.
The greatest feeling in the world is to win a major league game. The second greatest feeling in the world is to lose a major league game. All right, guys, got any more?
I mean,
if you come to a fork in the road, take it.
That's perfect. That was used on Johnny Carson. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
He can't hit or field, but he makes up for it by not being able to hit.
So as promised, we will do another show where we do quotes specifically from movies and books, and we'll probably stick with baseball. And of course, we can do quotes from other sports as well. So there's lots to build on here. But this was a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back here next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific with another show from Highlights and Lowlifes. We don't know what that show will be about yet. We have to discuss that and come up with something that you'll all like. So thanks for joining us. And we will see you next week.
Thank
Take it
you,
easy.
Almanac. Thank you, everybody.
Almanac.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Highlights from Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
I need to karaoke that.